Okay, I have come back to the PID upscaler and I have made it better. I also need to correct a mistake I made in the last video. I incorrectly said PID cannot do other aspects. I correctly said PID had tiling issues with other aspects. I have made a node with the correct massive resolution. You can do other image aspect ratios. I show you how. As I do the quick tour of the workflow, you can see normal Z image generation, then onto the PID upscaler, and then into SD upscaler refiner without upscaler. The SD upscaler with upscaler model uses a model called a GAN. GANs are old, and whilst they were good for their time, they have not aged well and are actually considered shit nowadays. These are all of the old school GANs. All of them except in a small use case are now superseded. A wee bit of science of what a GAN is. A GAN is two networks fighting each other. One, the generator, makes fake images. The other, the discriminator, tries to spot the fakes. They train against each other until the generator gets good enough to fool the critic during the upscale process. The catch, good enough to fool a critic, isn't the same as anatomically correct. Eyes are small, tightly structured, and unforgiving. Catch lights, iris texture, sclera shape, all have to be exactly right, or it reads as wrong to a human eye instantly. That's the aging problem. The architecture's incentive was never to match reality, it was beat the critic. I have two image compare nodes set up. The first is the PID upscale compared to the generation. The second is the refiner pass on the PID upscale. The PID has done a better job than the GAN effort I showed you previously. However, there are still some artifacts in the eyes. When we look at the refiner pass, we can see the pupil tidied up, the actual detail in the sclera and other parts of the eyes. The refiner pass will fix every known failure mode of a GAN. It will also correct any drift from the PID upscaler as we are using the actual Z image model, prompt conditionings, and/or any LoRa you have, thus making the image perfect to the original prompted intent. This node here is my magic node that works out the correct maths for PID to not make tiling errors. Just choose your aspect and you get the correct Z image size to then upscale by PID. This node is in my Boya Nodes pack. As you can see, 4K images all at different aspects. So, usual drill. Those who support me on Kofi have access to this workflow, else build your own using my nodes, and as I have shown you, these workflows will run on potato GPUs. If you can run Z-image, well, that is the only bar to pass. If you like this stuff, support me on Kofi. Also, come to my Discord to say hi. All links are below.